Have a lot of things to cover today, and definitely, I have said that once, and I always will say that we have plenty of evidences that we live on a flat Earth. I'm gonna present those evidences again today, and there is nothing that wraps around Antarctica. No water, no planes fly over, nothing, and even less the sun. There's no sun going around Antarctica. We're gonna go ahead and get started right now. I apologize again for my voice. I originally presented this at shout out to Russian Vids. I went to his show about a year ago. I presented this, and I give you credit to Fake Flip. He was the one who actually told me about it. Actually, he had I talked about waves in my channel last year. As I have a master's degree in this field, we study emergency management, and we study about earthquakes and tsunamis. And I studied a lot the earthquake that happened in Chile in 1960. It was like I studied a lot about that earthquake. It was a 9.5 earthquake, in Chile that lasted 11 minutes. So this is how the water works. The waters work like this. It wraps around. At the tsunami, we were wrapped around islands and continents like Australia, New Zealand. We always wrap around. So I'm going to demonstrate that to you. 1960, we had this big earthquake in Chile. Okay, this is where it happened right here, just south of Santiago. And the tsunamis, the earthquake, the waves, the shock waves goes in every direction, as I'm gonna show you here. So it was so close of Antarctica. The intensity here was, huge. And you see here, right? This is the if we lived on the globe, the earthquake, the tsunami that caused would should have wrapped around Antarctica and climbed over here, like Africa and Atlantic Ocean right here. But what we observe is totally different, right? Totally different of this. So these screenshots I took from NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. You see here the earthquake. So what I did, I took this screenshot, I combined them together to make it correctly like this. So you can see that, no way it never really wrapped around Antarctica. And I'm going to show you guys this animation, not only this, but several ones. So you observe the path this tsunami went, right? All the way arrived here in Japan 24 hours later. It totally engulfed Hawaii, the Hawaii Islands. So what I did, I took this screenshot from NOAA and I converted it into a EA map. So now you understand the what's going on here. You understand that Antarctica is not an island continent. It's a ring. It's a barrier. It contains. It just contains this. Not only this, I'm going to show others, but the intensity of this earthquake being south of Santiago, really close to to Antarctica, and never have wrapped it. Should have wrapped it and come over here, south of Africa, here, everywhere. Nothing, right? Nothing. And you see here, it bounced off, okay, the ice wall and went back. And this is what happened. This is the earthquake. And I'm going to show you the animation. So here again, converted on an AE map, you can see that not even water wraps around Antarctica, right? So here's the path that the tsunami should have done this thing right here, wrapped around Antarctica right away before reaching Hawaii or Japan. 16 hours later was around Hawaii and 24 hours later in Japan, but it never really wrapped around Antarctica. So tsunamis never wrap around Antarctica, and neither does the sun. So it's impossible. That's why I have the conviction when I say that the Earth is flat, because by observing, we know that something wrong. That Antarctica is not this island continent on the bottom of a ball. Now, after I did this presentation at Russian Vids channel, there was a debate on modern day debate, and Austin debated PhD Tony. So Austin did mention this, my presentation here, the tsunamis not wrapping around Antarctica. And I'm going to show you that this is a phenomenon that even globe believers know tsunamis do not wrap around Antarctica. And I'm going to show a clip here from PhD Tony and his explanation. And then I'm going to show you how it doesn't make sense at all. So let's first hear PhD Tony.
Why do tsunamis bounce off Antarctica and not reflect around? And that would be because Antarctica is atypical of all the continents in the world in having a very deep continental shelf at around about a depth of 500 to 800 meters. So the propagation of tsunamis as they interact with that shelf is very different from the other continents. And the reason the continental shelf around Antarctica is so deep is because of the load of the ice sheet that's on top of it. The mass of that ice sheet depresses the continent of Antarctica and makes the shape of the continental shelf atypical.
All right, so he knows that tsunamis do not wrap around Antarctica, but his explanation makes no sense, and I'm going to show you here how it makes no sense whatsoever. All right, so first let me explain here what he was saying. So these are the continental shelves right here. So he said that because the Antarctica has a lot of weight because of the snow, it has depressed this continental shelf, and for this reason, the waves will not wrap around Antarctica. Makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so here you have Antarctica, here you have Chile, the ocean floor. This is the continental shelf in Antarctica. He claims this is like 800 meters, about, I don't know, in miles, how can I convert? I know 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters, about 1.6 miles. So let's say that's 1.6 mile deep here, okay? So what he's saying is that because the continental shelf is too deep, that waves do not wrap around Antarctica. It makes no sense whatsoever what he said. And I'm going to show you here a couple of animations, right? So this is a simulation. It's not the real thing because it hasn't happened. This would be the tsunami caused by an earthquake in the Las Palmas Island in the Atlantic, okay? Pay attention how the waves are going, the tsunami waves will go not just forward but back and engulf everything here. Look at this. So that's a simulation, of course. This has not happened, but the following video it's based on one that happened. See how the waves propagate all the way to the back, to the front, and basically engulfs everything in the middle. You know, islands, small islands, big islands, reaches North America, reaches Brazil, all the islands, Cuba and Florida, and enters the Gulf of Mexico. Right? That's how the tsunami waves will behave. It's not gonna bounce off an island because the ice shelf is too big, tall, and makes it heavy. It makes no sense. Right, so let's now watch another. This is a simulation based on a real tsunami that happened in 2021 near New Zealand. So that's the tsunami. So pay attention how it wraps around New Zealand, and it's going to wrap all around Antarctica. I mean Australia and Indonesia and other islands, and see how it reaches South America. But pay attention here, but guys, on the bottom, how it never wraps around Antarctica. Okay, Antarctica is the container there, and reaches North America, Japan, Alaska, everywhere. Okay, now let's imagine for a second that the Antarctica is more or less the size of Australia, maybe a little bigger. Let's imagine that Antarctica is right there in the middle. Okay, so pay attention. All right, according to PhD Tony, that would not happen because Antarctica has a continental shelf too deep, due of being too heavy because of the snow. It makes no sense, you know. It's his globe interpretation, or he's trying to defend the globe, so he's using this analogy. It makes no sense. It would wrap around Antarctica just as it wraps around Australia and every continent that encounters in the middle. So I'm going to show the this is the Chile one, and pay attention on the bottom here how the Antarctica really contains this tsunami. It never erupts around it and shows like reaching South Africa. No, that's the way, because Antarctica is the container, is the ice wall. And this is for those, sometimes I even get comments from Flat Earth to say, oh, there's no ice wall. Because you don't understand. Of course there is one. The waters are contained. You know? Do you guys think the oceans go on forever? No. Okay, so this is what's going on, right? You had two other ways only here, through the Drake Passage and here, and then this water reached uh, parts of the Atlantic. There's no other way. Okay, so this is what happened right there. It can only happen on this on a flat Earth, surrounded by a container, okay, which is the ice wall, Antarctica. So this is proof. That's why I have the conviction, the Earth is flat, because I understand this stuff. And Antarctica is the containment, contains all the oceans. No, I'm gonna explain this wrapping around. It's called diffraction. So I'm not gonna read the whole thing. My throat is really bad. But diffraction can be considered as the bending of waves around objects. All right. So if Antarctica was really an island, you would see something similar to this. It wraps around it. You would wrap around it. Okay, just like this guy, he wraps all around his little island. Imagine Antarctica there in the middle. If the tsunami wave comes strong as in Chile, 1960, 11 minutes. The earthquake lasted 11 minutes. And it would have wrapped around Antarctica. It doesn't. It didn't. And it doesn't. And as I said, so imagine Antarctica there being wrapped around this tsunami. If Antarctica was this island on the bottom of a spinning ball, you would see this. You don't see it. Even the globe guy knows that tsunamis do not wrap around Antarctica. But his explanation that the continental shelf is too deep makes no sense. It's just saying, like, if you build a house, the foundation really deep, with a lot of weight on top, the waves at the beach will not wrap around it. It doesn't make any sense at all. So this is the part that I want to talk to you about, the tsunamis. I talked about this before. All right, so we have Antarctica, right? Antarctica, it's roughly the size of Brazil. But they have you can fly around here. They say you can get up to 84 degrees south, but the other half you can't fly. It makes no sense. Oh, it's too cold. How come this side it's colder than this side? How can you can land at 767 here, but you cannot fly over, right? You fly from Anchorage, Alaska to Miami. You fly from Sao Paulo to London. You fly from Amsterdam down here to South Africa, and you cannot complete this 2,000 miles only. It's, of course, guys, it's right there. There's no flights around Antarctica. Uh, we booked a guy, there's a millionaire flat earther. He tried to book a flight from Buenos Aires to Perth, and the company would make a stop in South Africa. It doesn't make sense on the globe. Plot this on the Gleason's map, you can understand what's going on, right? So the reason these guys want to go to Antarctica on December 20, uh, whenever, December 2024, it's because they're going to fake something over there. There's only way they can pull this off is faking it, right? So I have the conviction, based on what I have been looking at, that Earth is not a ball. You know, we don't have any curvature, and there's no proof of any movement. I played a video not long ago about this astronomer saying, yeah, there is something up there. I think wrong. And my whole career is in danger now. I wasted 30 something years because he knows there is something there and we call the ether. They call dark matter. So let me show this video here. It was ridiculous by Mike Toon.
Why hasn't a 24-hour sun video been blasted around the world to disprove the FE claims for the last 9 years?
All right.
Why is it so hard for you to find it if it's so prevalent?
I haven't. All right. There you go.
Okay. So who is Robert Schwartz?
Robert Schwartz. Schwartz spent time at the South Pole. This is
How do you know Robert Schwartz?
how do you know the guys in the video that you did? You don't know them either. So
No, I don't.
We're
But
at the same
they actually
planet
have a timestamp, they have dates, they have coordinates. You have a random video that's moving in circles where I can already see cuts in the clouds because it's moving at high speed. So I'm just saying to you,
standard flat Earth denialism.
how do you know Robert Schwartz?
Gotta lie to Flurf.
Okay, so if you're going to be disingenuous
You
with
are
my critique,
a liar.
why should I take your evidence?
You
Okay.
are a liar. It
I got it on
absolutely
screen. This is it.
contradicts
We already
flat Earth.
watched it.
This
We
is
watched it go in a
impossible flat
360.
Earth. This is 5 days.
We
5
watched
days
it go.
of
Slow
the
down.
flat Earth. And your belief that the Earth is flat and that the
Okay, I'm just going to have to mute you since you can't control yourself. I'm looking at this video that you put up here. Okay. Where you said it's 5 days uninterrupted. Shake your head, yes or no. Where's the guy coming out to change the battery? What kind of battery can go for 5 days uninterrupted? 120 hours? Where can you tell me where the video is where he's coming out to change this battery out of this camera? Do you know that the batteries lose 90% of their lifespan in sub-zero Antarctic weather? So all you got is a simple video.
All right.
You don't know who Robert
ready
Schwartz
for the
is.
answers? Are you going to pretend to let me answer now?
No, I'm asking you genuine questions. Can you control yourself and talk normal now?
Yeah, it's a time lapse.
It's a time lapse.
You don't know how time lapses work?
So it's not a complete video.
It's a series of photographs, Sean. That's what video.
It's not a complete video.
Sean, a video.
Oh, all right,
is
brother.
a series of photographs.
This is very disappointing. This has been
Wow,
very disappointing.
definitely disappointing, Sean. You've been destroyed. Your flat Earth lie has been exposed and laid bare to everybody.
All right, brother. You can't control yourself. You're gone tonight, buddy.
So we know nothing wraps around Antarctica. So these guys, they can't provide proof. So they gotta fake it. Jenner was the one who actually exposed those fake videos from Antarctica where they repeat the same clouds and everything, right? So we know they're faking. They are the ones who are lying. They are the ones who are religiously attached to the ball. You know, we're just showing facts, like I just demonstrated now the tsunamis. You know, these are facts. Okay, if water doesn't wrap around Antarctica, neither will the sun. You know, nothing. And flights don't go over Antarctica either. You know, so it's a lot of evidence for the flat Earth. So it surprises me that that's what I'm saying. Like, if the guys go there and say, well, yeah, there's a 24-hour sun, we're gonna be suspicious because there isn't. There can't be. You know, it just can't be. Right? So let me just share one more video here. Then I'll go to the comments. So this is the video that I'm sorry, guys. Mike Toon just showed, and you see the one that Professor Dave showed. You know, it makes no sense. This sun going towards you and then away from you. You know, it doesn't really make any sense. Completely different from this one. And suggests that this video by Professor Dave of pictures suggests that the sun does something like this, right? Gets close to you and then goes away. You know, a lot of absurdities here. So this is a map by, let me start with the North Pole here. by Robert Tozzi. Thanks, brother. The nighttime sun, Arctic Circle. These regions here do not experience the 24-hour sun. You gotta be 68 and above, okay, I believe, or 65 here and above to experience the 24-hour sun in the Arctic. All right, you have civil, twilight, nautical twilight, and the astronomical twilight right here. Okay, the sunlight data is from dateandtime.com. The number of days of 24-hour sun increases as degrees north latitude increase, starting at 65 with a single 24-hour day sun. The northmost location in time and date is north of Greenland at 85 latitude and has 24-hour sun from Mars 31st through September 11th. South of 65 latitude, there should be no 24-hour sun visible, right? So you gotta be at 85 here to see this 84-hour sun continuously. Okay. Now he did the same thing for the Antarctic Circle. Alleged nighttime sun, Antarctic December. According to the globe model, these regions here should have 24-hour sun. Right here, right here, right here, and right here. Above this area here, 66, no 24-hour sun expected. You have the same thing, civil twilight, nautical twilight, astronomical twilight. Same information as here, but now on the Antarctic side. Okay. The southmost location, timeanddates.com, is south of the coast of Antarctica at 85 latitude and has 24-hour sun. That's according to the globe, if Earth was a ball. Okay, but since Earth is not a ball, so you guys have seen footage from the moon. You know, they play lots of videos about the moon landing. You watch the videos. Now, they say the moon is this bright because it reflects the sun. And at the same time, you see the soil, it's dirty, it's dark, and they say it reflects like this. What do you guys think about Antarctica being like this? Right? All white. And the Brazilians who were there, they say you have to be wearing uh, sunglasses all the time because it's so bright, even if it's not, the sun is not right there. So imagine the sun going around the ring, the Antarctic Circle, how bright the reflection will be. It will illuminate everything, combined with the dome above, you know, at the very edge, and the floor white as snow, as you see there. Of course, even if the sun is on the other side, you're going to experience light, right? If they say the dirty rock called the moon can reflect the sun that bright and we see at night, imagine it right here, okay, a local sun shining directly over Antarctica. Of course, it will be as clear as day, all right? So uh, that's the situation there. You have all these, I mean, you can see snow as far as your eyes can see, you know? So of course, there will be some reflection of some sort, okay? You're gonna see this stuff. So this is very important here. So shout out Flat Earth Banjo astronaut Scott Kelly is joining William Shatner and Neil deGrasse Tyson on the cruise to Antarctica. They supposedly come the day after Duffy leaves. So of course that's why they're setting the stage for December 2024. They could not do it 2023. You know, they were not prepared. So they're setting the stage. Of course they're gonna do something there. Mass hypnosis, I don't know, or blue beam, just like my Brazilian friends are saying. They're gonna use a blue beam there, or you know, the fake simulator, sun simulator. I really don't know, guys. But they are up to something, and never underestimate the power of your enemy, the things that they can come up with, the lies and everything. Let me read this email From Dennis Miller. Shout out to you, Dennis. Sorry I've been slow in writing back. Just too much work. Just go back from Up Sundial 24-hour Sundial documentary at 69 degrees north in Alaska. What this foolish Will Duffy globe people do not understand is how very high in the sky the sun goes at 70 degrees north during midday. Of all the Antarctica videos I have seen, the sun never goes high enough to mirror what happens in the north. Not even a chance that's the same. At 70 degrees north, the sun stays above the horizon for about 4 weeks during the solstice season. This increases with every degree further north. With that being said, at 70 to 80 degrees south, it should stay above the horizon from 4, 5, 6 weeks to be symmetrical to the north, with the north. So feel free to discuss this on your Sunday Night Live. Eddie, I'm planning to complete Up Sundial with the help of my buddy Flat Matt over the next 12 months, fall equinox, December solstice, spring equinox, and finally June solstice again. I won't disclose all our updated locations and strategy right now, but this will be a big deal for Flat Earth being completed. We do not need to go to Antarctica to destroy the globe. Narrative and lie. Many answers are in the north. Yes. So attached are a couple of pics from Arctic Alaska documentary, June 2021. We documented the sundial over the Gleason's map base at a location where the local daylight savings time is 2.5 hours ahead of sun time. Time zones are very badly misplaced in some of these northern locations. Yeah, we covered that. There's a whole video how the 24 hours, they made 19 time zones only in the north. Time zones are very badly misplaced in some of these northern locations. The sundial shadows come around to a perfect 360 degrees around Polaris in 24 hours. The full moon was over the top of Capricorn June 21st and did not rise above the horizon in the Arctic. Another flat Earth proof, yes. Matt and I also discovered a Department of Defense ocean navigation map for the Arctic North Pole region while on our trip. It was posted on the wall at a camp on the Yukon River. We have pictures of the map showing the magnetic North Pole on a large island and mass. Lots of questions, excellent information. So this is what the guys did, at Alaska. They have a beautiful restored by Robert Tozzi Flat Earth map blue. Okay, suggestion of Eddie Alinkar, the blue one. Beautiful one, and he has right there the position of the sun, the Gleason's map used as a sundial. And and this is a 1 year, actually not 1 year, since 2021, 2022, they're doing this. So these guys have been studying this for like 3-4 years, okay, and it's just gonna take this year, perhaps the whole conclusion next year. So they are serious work, and that's how we know we don't live on a spinning ball.
Don't waste any more time. Visit the links above now and order my book 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Visit my online store now and order the new enhanced Gleason's Flat Earth map. This map used to be in every school and library in the nation before NASA was created in 1958, when the maps were ordered removed. Have your Gleason's map hanging on the wall in your house where no government can take it down. Here you see it hanging on a wall in the house of the late Charles K. Johnson. Here is a quote from the book 1984 by George Orwell. Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Order your map now.